Then my question is, in the Port Shepstone matter, the one that we've been dealing with, the LCRC did not attend the scene. Do you have an understanding of why that happened? Why the LCRC did not attend the scene at the harbour during the seizure of the Port Shepstone?
It's because they were not summoned, commissioners.
They were simply not summoned.
That's correct. Colonel Jacob indicated that he called Forensic Science Laboratory. But there was no indication that he ever requested the presence of the LCRC. And that was the important section to be present at that incident.
And when you deal with this case, you do point out that LCRC as well did not attend, and you gave explanation for why that was the case. But you went further than to say the failure to call LCRC in this particular instance was addressed by the steps that the investigators on the scene took. Did I understand you correctly?
That's correct, Commissioners.
Now, if I contrast that with the Port Shepstone matter, were similar steps taken from the records that you have been able to go through, were similar steps taken by the investigators to cover for the absence of the LCRC on site?
By no means, Commissioners. There was just a few photos taken of the exhibits there at the police station at Isipingo, few photos of the exhibits in the container, and shoddy work, to say the least. It was as if the investigators were in a hurry.
And lastly, I think you made the comment that you understood why the LCRC was not called to the scene on the day in respect of this seizure we're talking about. And if I heard you correctly, you said they were trying to beat the criminals to the container. Did I understand you correctly?
That's correct, Commissioner.
So there was a level of urgency in that case.
Indeed.
Does the same level of urgency, did the same level of urgency attach to the what I'll call the Port Shepstone seizure?
No, Commissioners.
Thank you.
But at least it sounds like at best you would say that no agency has been claimed for the absence of the LCRC in Port Shepstone.
Well, Commissioners, as explained by Colonel Jacob, he indicated that the scene became busy with the perhaps individuals arriving at the warehouse yard. But I also explained that that's a controlled environment already per se, as it's a warehouse. And it could have been easily contained where an outside perimeter and inside perimeter could have been deployed. And they could have decided how big that perimeter needed to be in order for them to properly deal with the scene. I also said that there was no need to transfer the crime scene or the exhibits seized from the crime scene to Isipingo before all the necessary investigations were done at the container.
I guess importantly, really, the question is, has Colonel Jacob anywhere stated or given a reason why the LCRC was not called? We know he called the FSL, that's what the records show, or what is alleged, but he hasn't said anything about, or has he said anything about why the LCRC was not called?
I'm not aware of the detail in relation to that aspect, Commissioner Baloyi.
Thank you, General.
Thank you, Commissioner. General, I think then we are ready to turn to your case number 4, which you deal with from your paragraph 7.
On 23 February 2021, members of the DPCI Durban SOCI followed up on information in relation to a container that was at Green Africa Container Yard. SARS Customs detected narcotics during a search of the container, where 495 packages, and it was in total 9.9 kilogram, containing methamphetamine was seized from where it was hidden in the cargo in the container. The crime scene was properly dealt with in terms of crime scene management principles, The exhibits were photographed and sealed in forensic evidence bags. The exhibits were booked in at Brighton Beach SAPS under a reference number, and the exhibits were submitted to FSL in Amanzimtoti on 19 April 2021. FSL confirmed that the exhibits were methamphetamine. The case was investigated under a Durban reference number.
Noted. Is there anything you would like to highlight there in particular?
Now, this is just the last matter, Commissioners, that was submitted to FSL in Amanzimtoti. As I said, that's the smaller seizures, the 9.9 kilograms, the 20 kilograms of cocaine, and the 35 kilograms of cocaine was submitted to Amanzimtoti due to the capacity aspects.
And I note that on the point you just made, at your paragraphs 8, 9, and at 8 and 9, you deal with 2 other seizures, and these were submitted to a different FSL. Am I correct?
Just a quick one. If I'm not mistaken, General, you said that the referral to the FSL should be immediate. Am I correct, or
Yeah,
have I forgotten?
You are correct, the Chairperson. According to the protocol, the exhibits must be submitted within 7 days.
Within 7 days.
Obviously-
Yes.
No, sorry, Commissioner.
Oh, I'm saying I'm looking here at 23 February and a referral on the 19th of April, almost 2 months later.
Yeah, indeed, it's non-compliance with the protocol, Commissioner, but I'm not in a position to comment on the reasons for that.
Yes, all right.
But I think what's important, and that's the point that we want to drive home, is that
There was a referral.
there was indeed a referral, although it has fallen outside the 7-day period, but the exhibits arrived at FSL intact, accepted, analyzed, and we received a report.
Except that perhaps the longer the period before the referral, the more the possibility of something going wrong with the exhibits, either them missing, being tampered with, or whatever else.
You are correct, Commissioner. The risk obviously remains
Yes.
that there might be tampering with the exhibits. It's
Thank you.
indeed true.
Thank you, General.
Thank you, Chair. Then, General, we turn our attention to your paragraph 8 at page 4.
On 30 July 2021, members of the DPCI Durban followed up on information relating to the possible smuggling of narcotics concealed in a shipping containers destined for a major truck assembly plant in Gauteng, Scania. When the container doors were opened, the officers noticed black bags inside the container. As the officers suspected it to be bags of cocaine, they halted the process until LCRC arrived. And this is the matter I spoke to yesterday as well, Commissioners. There was proper crime scene management as the scene was investigated for fingerprints, DNA, and photographed. A duplicate seal was recovered from the container. 29 bags, each wrapped in black tape with carry handles exposed, were recovered. 999 bricks of cocaine were recovered from the bags. The mass of the cocaine was approximately 1,000 kilograms. The narcotics were transported to Maiden Wharf SAPS, where they were booked into the SAP-13. It's alleged that the suspected cocaine could not be submitted to FSL as they did not have enough space in their vaults. The exhibits were accepted by FSL in Pretoria on 12 November 2021 after the burglary and theft of the 541 kilograms of cocaine at Port Shepstone.
So is your paragraph suggesting that some good came out of the theft of the cocaine at Port Shepstone? Because then this seizure could be accommodated at FSL in Silverton.
Well, very shortly after the burglary was detected, Commissioner, I believe that my counterparts at Forensic Science made the means to accommodate this major seizure, and then it was submitted.
And this was 1,000 kilograms, about twice the size of the Port Shepstone seizure.
That's correct, Commissioners.
Thank you. You may proceed.
On the 16th of February 2022, members of the DPCI Durban SOCI, in conjunction with Crime Intelligence, followed up on information in relation to a container that was at Manuchar warehouse where 550 bricks or 550 kilograms of suspected cocaine were seized from where they were hidden in the cargo in the container. The container originated from the port of Santos in Brazil. The crime scene was properly dealt with in terms of crime scene management principles. The exhibits were photographed and sealed in forensic evidence bags. The exhibits were booked in at Umbilu under reference number, and then the exhibits were submitted to FSL in Silverton on the 24th of February 2022. FSL confirmed that the exhibits were cocaine, and it was investigated under a Durban SOCI reference number. Commissioners, this is the other matter where LCRC did not attend the scene. It's not clear why Colonel Sabia did not summons them, but from a study or an analysis of the inquiry, it's clear that there is contemporaneous notes. The exhibits was photographed and then properly sealed in the forensic bags before submission.
But you would, because LCRC wasn't there, you still miss the DNA evidence that you might have been able to pick up in fingerprint.
Indeed, Commissioner Baloy, that's correct.
Yes.
It's a shortcoming.
And the referral to FSL here was relatively quick. The discovery is in February and the referral is in February still. The one just before that, the one involving the truck assembly plant, that's about 4 months.
Indeed, Chairperson.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. And did you, unless I missed it, did you indicate whether you are aware why LCRC was not called for this particular heist?
It was not established as yet. I have not consulted Colonel Sabia on that matter, Commissioners.
Thank you. And so Colonel Sabia, would that be the investigating officer, or why the particular colonel?
He was the senior member at the crime scene and then also the investigator of that matter, Commissioners.
Thank you, noted. You then deal with the last matter at your paragraph 10 overleaf at page 6.
On 28 November 2022, where members of the DPCI SOCI attended to a crime scene at R&D Port Operations, where 60 bricks, 60 kilograms of suspected cocaine was seized from where it was hidden in the cargo in the container. The container originated from the port of Santos in Brazil. The crime scene was properly dealt with in terms of crime scene management principles. The exhibits were photographed and sealed in forensic evidence bags, and then the exhibits were booked in at Brighton Beach SAPS under reference number Brighton Beach SAP 13. And the exhibits were submitted to FSL in Silverton, and they confirmed that the exhibits were cocaine. The matter was investigated under a Durban reference number.
And would we be reading your statement correctly, where you conclude on each case by referencing the investigation number, case number, but you say nothing further about that no convictions as yet have been obtained in respect of any of these seizures? Would that be a fair conclusion?